People don't ask to go, hey, I'll spend $3,000 a month. I'll spend $5,000 a month. I'll spend $1,500, whatever. It doesn't matter. Whatever they can get you to do. Doesn't have any rhyme or reason. Anything that gets you to spend as much as possible. They take 50%. 50% of the money was spent on that. I will tell you that I believe that sometimes 100% is done. I hear people going with the guys that do AdWords management, and they're like, oh, he lives in, Thailand. He's here or there. I bet he does. You black box billing, and he's supposed to be getting leads or whatever he's doing, and all he's doing is managing your AdWords. I don't have any problem with managing an AdWords campaign, but we're transparent. So how do we do it? We charge the fee to us, and then your credit or debit card gets billed directly from Google. So it's transparent. It's not a black box scenario. These people, from national companies to the kid living in Thailand doing your stuff, they're sending you their own third-party reporting. There's reporting from your Google account, but they don't send that to you. Hey there, it's Nolen Walker for Plumbing Webmasters. I'm going to enjoy this one. Online marketing prices exposed. I get so sick of talking to people and hearing all this stuff, not of talking to you guys, but hearing how you get screwed around over and over again. It's one of the reasons we have a month-to-month pricing here. People get set up, they're not tied in. We produce stuff. So let's talk about all the things that people do, and they get so oversold on this stuff, and this is all real. There's so much propaganda. It's hard to tell who's who and who's a quality web company. So let's dive right into this stuff, because these are things I hear on a daily basis. Just saved somebody from this yesterday. Yesterday came on board and had what I call black box PPC billing. Well, what's that, Nolen? That's when someone's naive and they don't know, and that's okay, by the way. It is okay not to understand this stuff, but you sit here and you listen to videos like this and podcasts, and we explain it to you. Okay, so black boxing, the pay-per-click, is when you just hand them the money and then they're supposed to spend it. Now, I will tell you, and I will not mention this company's name, it's a national company, name brand. We hired a guy to do some AdWords management for us, and we got rid of him because he was just kind of not a nice guy. I'll leave it at that. But what the company did was they black boxed everything. Guess how much of the pay-per-click they took? So that people don't ask to go, hey, I'll spend $3,000 a month. I'll spend $5,000 a month. I'll spend $1,500, whatever. It doesn't matter. Whatever they can get you to do. Doesn't have any rhyme or reason. Anything that gets you to spend as much as possible. They take 50%. 50% of the money was spent on that. I will tell you that I believe that sometimes 100% is done. I hear people going with the guys that do AdWords management, and they're like, oh, he lives in, Thailand. He's here or there. I bet he does. You black box billing, and he's supposed to be getting leads or whatever he's doing, and all he's doing is managing your AdWords. I don't have any problem with managing an AdWords campaign, but we're transparent. So how do we do it? We charge the fee to us, and then your credit or debit card gets billed directly from Google. So it's transparent. It's not a black box scenario. These people, from national companies to the kid living in Thailand doing your stuff, they're sending you their own third-party reporting. There's reporting from your Google account, but they don't send that to you. They also do stuff like putting your company name for a pay-per-click term and then claiming success over that for the amount of clicks you get, or it drives the cost of the apparent click down so it looks better to you. There's a lot of stuff that goes on in the world of AdWords management that's bogus as all get out. You can have this done well, but you want to know where your money's being spent. This is really good stuff, so if you think you know some of this stuff, stick around, I'll explain it all to you. So we don't do any of this stuff, by the way. The shell trick. This is one of the most common ones done. This is done by hard sale, big tactic companies. Some of the most aggressive boutique private equity companies do exactly what I call the shell trick. They'll take your money and they'll say, hey, Nolen, it's kind of like going to a car lot and saying, how much can you afford on your payments, sir? If you spit out a number, then the profit just went through the roof, right? It's not how much I can afford, it's the best deal, right? And so same thing on the shell trick. So they go, oh, well, let's get $5,000 from you. Let's get $3,000 from you. whatever it is, let's get 2,000 from you. They'll go, I call it the shell trick, because they're like, oh, we're going to put a little money here on the SEO. We're going to put a little money here on the mapping. We're going to put a little on the management and the PPC and the hosting and the reviews. And it looks like all this good stuff. Well, all that stuff is normal crud we do anyway. Citations and design and blogging and content and regular work and postings and domain authority, and all this stuff gets done anyway. It's part of it. The mapping, of course, is part of it. Integrated reviews. But when they start splitting it up, it looks logical to you. Like, whoa, wait a minute. Okay, they're doing $300 on mapping. They're going to do SEO for $1,000. And then the management fee, there's a management fee for $400. There's some hosting and some reviews. And then what's left for PPC, guys? And I'll tell you something. Do you know what they do? I call it glorified hosting in a couple of things. They typically don't touch the stuff that's supposed to be done. So let's say that you decided to spend with this company. I've got one specifically in my head, but I'm not going to sit here and talk about them. But there's many that do this. Some of them do it really hardcore, and then you scream reeling from the bloodbath that you've had financially after you've done it for a little while. But oops, you're stuck in an agreement. They talked you into 12 months or 6 months or whatever. So when you get out, you run kicking and screaming. Very little of that goes to the pay-per-click that you had. You might end up spending, let's say $3,000 and had $1,000 go to that, unbeknownst to you. And then the phone doesn't ring enough, the rate of return's bad. So, and then the stuff that they were supposed to do on map and SEO and reviews and management, they did almost nothing except put up reports for you and have slick people talk to you on the phone to keep you on the hook. That is a very common thing. I call it the shell trick. The one trick pony. One thing's going to save you. We're going to do mapping, or we're going to do, reviews, mapping, citations. These are things that are common. People buy into them. And guys, people buy into them because I call it it's really the $2.99 scam. $1.99 to $2.99 scam is, and I just made up a name, frankly, for it right now. But I know that people love paying $2.99 per month. So we don't do $2.99 because we can't afford to have quality services at $2.99. But for whatever reason, everybody out there loves paying these low amounts. It's illogical. You can't do hardly any work for $2.99. You certainly can't get a group of web people to have you dominant in a primary market for this amount of money. I call it a glorified hosting fee, and I have called it that for years. You're paying $1.99, $2.99. You are paying a glorified hosting fee. Why? Because they don't do any work at all. So this is some sort of automated thing. They've got you hooked up to some citation service with a little report that kicks out to you. And they do a big goose egg. That's how much work they do. And then you get no organic optimization. You get nothing out of that deal. So if don't bite on $2.99s over and over and over again, $500 and below, you're going to get glorified hosting fees, and it doesn't work. Why? Because they didn't have enough resources to do anything, but everybody seems to like paying that price range. So be careful on that. One trick pony fits in that. One trick pony because one thing doesn't make marketing work online. Google checks all sorts of things. There's all sorts of triggers and clues and grades and points that you get from lots of things being done all around the web. Design and content and coding, citations and linking and domain authority, blogging and regular account changes, content additions, content changes, Google Map postings, videos and stuff. And all this stuff is done, and it can work really well, and it sounds like more than it is. It's hard to do for a company, but it's what we do for a living. So emails, telemarketing, kids, and hacks on Facebook. The emails that come in, guys, they're all bad. No, your website isn't necessarily broken. I get them. Everybody gets them. We get them, and our websites are fantastic and kick butt, and we get the same videos that everybody else does. So the more popular you get online, the more emails you get out of foreign countries and everywhere else. They're just fishing. They're fishing for you to bite, and you get on, and then you're off to some horrible company. Please avoid those places. The telemarketers are the same. The only thing in common with the telemarketing companies and the emails is that they're good at market outreach to get you. But you should find your web company through organic optimization probably, right? Methods people would find you on: reviews, organic optimization, social media, the same best return places you want to get found. Buyer beware if you fall for the emails and telemarketing. The kids and the hacks on Facebook, they are sitting at home listening to programs on how to do stuff, no resources, very little skill sets, and running stuff like pay-per-click, but making it sound like it's a lead generation system that they've created, that's some fancy funnel. Click words like funnels, landing pages, industry jargon meant to kind of propaganda and overwhelm and make someone feel like they're missing out on something. Funnels is a fancy way of saying proper marketing. Look at a picture of it on Google. It's get people to find you and then give them some information and then work them with emails and stuff and talk to them and then they become a lead. It's a funnel. But it sounds like something fancy that you're missing. It's not. It's just proper marketing. So these are all the different things that go in the industries. When we get someone in here that we work with, we're very straightforward, transparent. All this shell trick stuff that people try to throw into one mega package and then suck off tons of money on it, we're way, way less expensive, and it's just part of the whole thing that we do, because if you don't do all this stuff, it doesn't work. The one-trick pony doesn't work. The shell trick stuff, I call it that because they try to divide it all up to make it look like they're doing more, and you end up spending more money and paying for fancy stuff, fancy account representatives keep you online. We have account reps too, but it's not done from a salesy jargon BS sort of way. So I don't know. We're very respectful of the client, and the efforts put into that, resources are put into getting the client return. So this is what I run into on a regular basis. If you've heard any of this before or any of it sounds familiar, it's rampant in this industry for some reason. We're a great company to work with. We'd love to hear from you someday. We'd love to be your web company. So, got any questions, call us. And we'll give you a free site evaluation and answer any of these questions and tell you how much we charge and all that. And we would love to hear from you. Thank you.